You think DDG really hit that girl? I don't know what to believe. I don't have all the evidence. All I know is a restraining order was hit.
Internet's favorite WL couple or ex-couple at this point, DDG and Halle Bailey, have caught themselves at the front page of the news last night and this morning after Halle Bailey accused DDG of doing some of the most craziest things in the world,
Yeah, I
leading
saw a
off with
little
things like
bit.
physical violence and filing a restraining order on DDG. All this culminates to DDG not being able to do the thing that he loves the most, and that is make content talking about his son. Halle Bailey allegedly accused DDG of breaking into the home, sending her a photo from underneath the bed to imply cheating, verbally abusing her, destroying her Ring camera, throwing her phone out of his car, inciting fans against her during live streams, and creating a threatening environment around their son. Now, this is a serious matter, so obviously I'm going to take this as serious as possible, and I'm going to read off the things that DDG has alleged to have done in the situation. She, Halle Bailey, also alleges DDG creeped her out in March when he showed up at her home, entered without permission, went to her bedroom, and texted a pic of Halle's empty bed to her, along with a text, "Now I know what you've been on, LOL." Halle says she interpreted the text as DDG accusing her of having sex with other people.
That is creepy.
This goes on to read, 4 days later, she claims he really exploded when he came back to her house. Halle told him she and the baby were sick. This is around the time that her and the baby were laid up and DDG could not see the baby, and she didn't want Halo to leave home. And she claims that when he got verbally abusive, smashed her Ring cam and ran away with Halle's phone. As he drove off, she claims DDG threw the phone out the window and yelled to her, "Go get it." The incident prompted Halle to go file a police report, and she says she also has Ring footage to back up her side of the story.
Now, all you DDG squad people, she has footage. She got footage of it happening, and y'all talking about, oh, DDG squad, I've been watching her for 10 years. She broke his spirit. Oh, I'm about to cry. Bro. Oh, you about to cry for a nigga that's taking the mom of his child phone, right? Gulp indeed. You take it, bro. He taking her phone, running into his car, driving off, throwing out the window. Come get it, bitch. Come get it, bitch.
These are a lot of damning allegations, all stemming from a relationship gone awry. You know, that situation where there's two people.
But this proves those women right that were against him from the start, and just off of this, because there's filmed evidence. I'm not saying he punched her yet. I'm not gonna say none of that. I don't even think the accusation was her getting punched. But this is weird to do. Like, I'm ashamed to share the same birthday as you, Daryl. Tee up, Daryl.
That were broken up, there's a baby involved, and now they're fighting back and forth. All this is like really disgusting, but also very common. That Ring camera footage, though, Daryl, if she has that Ring camera footage, Daryl,
it's over.
Halle Bailey had seemingly been documenting a lot of the conversations and situations that have been happening for a long time, dating back to their breakup in October. She had been recording some of these incidents and piling them up in order to, I don't know, build a case or give DDG some of the benefit of the doubt or whatever the case may be, before she went to the police with the restraining order. Now, again, all this is what's being stated in the documentation. All this at this given time is alleged in what she claims. Okay. There is apparently some evidence that will come out at some point or will be submitted, and at that point, people will be able to make better judgments. But right now, these are just all allegations and what's being reported to the police. And see, this is why I don't be dealing with people who got kids. I never date with somebody who has a child under the age of 5 years old. They still got so much going on in that past relationship that is unresolved, but that's another story for another day. Further in the TMZ article, it reads, in doc, she claims things first got physical in January. They broke up back in October, and Halle says DDG came over to pick up their son Halo, and she tried to start a conversation with the rapper about a child visitation schedule. I think what doesn't help DDG in a lot of these situations is that a lot of this has been for public consumption over the past couple of months. It seems like
that's the thing. Some of this, it lines up with other stuff. It lines up with the stuff you brought to the public already. So either A, she a pristine liar and she got her story good. They got their story good before they went with it, or you suck, Daryl. Yes. Did they call DDG a rapper? Bro, I can't add my chat to this screen. But did they call DDG a rapper? Bro, I've seen people on Twitter say he's a rapper turned streamer. People are starting to recognize him as more of a rapper now, which is weird. That like he hasn't been consistently posting content still. Every time he took a break or retired, he came back not that long after. This nigga has never taken like how long I don't even know how long his longest break has been. But it's like he always been here. He was on vlogs with Lala. How's her name? Lala? Yeah. With Lala and Seven and a German girl. That was 2020. You already rapping by then.
Like if these situations are true and as how they are described, these situations will happen and then DDG will either go to stream or maybe even before stream have some sort of conversation alluding to a lot of these situations that are being laid out in these documentations. As she was buckling Halo into the car seat, she claims DDG grew agitated and repeatedly said, "Get out of my car." Hallie says the baby was crying and she got nervous about DDG leaving with him in such an agitated state. That's when they allegedly started wrestling, with DDG pulling her hair, slamming her face on a steering wheel, and chipping her tooth. Hallie says she was in pain and crying, and although that stopped the fighting, she was still worried about Halo. So she remained in the car for the ride over to DDG's house, where she told his family what happened. Once they told her they would take care of the baby, she left hysterically with bruises on her arm to accompany her chipped tooth. She attached photos of her injuries in her request for restraining order. The judge granted a domestic violence restraining order requiring
you can't just fake this, bro.
DDG to stay 100 yards and gave her permission to take nearly 18-month-old Halo to Italy while she'll be filming a...
Well, the pictures they're not public yet. It's just in court. So all of this is alleged right now because we don't have it public. But the court, the judge who allowed the restraining order saw all of this.
A movie for 2 months. DDG also has to stop posting or streaming about her and their child. Hallie claims her ex has been whipping his fans into a frenzy by trashing her when he live streams. Now, we've seen how that last statement played across a couple months ago, where DDG came to the internet and basically spilled all of this tea for the past couple of months for his fans to then make assumptions, make commentary videos like we did on this channel, make, their streaming clips and all this other stuff, and essentially galvanize his audience.
Every single day or every other day, I'm trying to see him. I'm trying to get him to come over or whatever. I never get him dropped off. I always go pick him up. I live far as shit, so I'm driving hours to go get him, and then I get there and I can't get him. I can't see him. My son is sick right now. I want to see my son. I want to hold my son. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I just want to comfort him. I want to put him in the shower, get some steam in his nose so he can feel better. I don't get the chance to do that. I get pinned against the wall, and then everything else is variables on why I can't see my son. It don't have nothing to do with me working, by the way. I'm not gonna air out her business, but me and her has not been together for a long time. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's been going on for a minute where I just never got on the internet and said nothing. I mean, I might like throw like little subliminals or some shit like that, but it's like, bro, like, I don't want to get on the internet.
Now, let me take a brief moment here to be very, very serious and very, very candid about stuff like this. This is why on this channel, especially when it comes to young families, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to people with their children involved like this, I don't like talking about stuff like this. I don't like giving my true opinions because it does not ultimately matter. There is so much that is being left out of the story. These people are going to we can't properly make an opinion as if it's even our place or space to make an opinion about such topics. DDG said that he was leaving out stuff. I'm sure that there's stuff that Haley herself is even left out, whether it be for better or for worse. I do not know. But what I do not like is when people get across the internet, and maybe they have met her in some celebrity regards who are commenting on her, but maybe they haven't. I find it strange who has commented and who hasn't, which we'll talk about in a second, but I don't like commentating on this stuff because I know how relationships can go. I know that people can do toxic things to each other, the most extreme things to each other, and then when you give your 2 cents and input, those people end up back in the arms of the person who is doing the most toxic things to them because of love or the bigger picture, like their children or whatever the case may be. All I'm saying is I don't really know this situation, and I'm not gonna sit here and judge it so harshly, make sweeping claims or indictments. There's damning evidence against Daryl if these pictures are lining up to be true or whatever the case may be. So that's really harsh.
There's the pics.
I'm not gonna make any sweeping indictments risks. I just don't know, and it's clear that stuff is being left out of the story. Now, naturally, because DDG is the internet's guy, this news has made all of his internet friends and homeboys come to the stand for Daryl. They have had to come to the forefront and galvanize not only their audience, but anybody else's audience who feels a certain way about these man versus women relationships, etc.
Nah, because I saw Kai was like, I'm not going to say anything because I don't know what's going on. I'm going to wait till there's more stuff about it because I genuinely don't know. And people were mad talking about some stand up for your homeboy, yada, yada, yada. Nigga, if my homeboy tripped a girl tooth and smashed her head into the steering wheel, I'm not going to fucking outwardly support him. Even if it's just allegations, I got to see what happens. Because y'all niggas be like, oh, you should know him. You know your bro would never do that. Y'all are friends. Y'all are bros. You do not know what he gonna do with a girl alone. No matter how much you know him, you'll never know what he gonna do with a girl alone. Niggas are weird. You could be friends with a rapist and not ever know. There's people that are friends with serial rapists and don't ever know until something happened. There's people who live with people who watch CP and do weird stuff like that and never know until something happens. So, no, I'm not going to stand up for this nigga. I don't know this nigga for real.
Etc. and get them to just go against Halle. I've seen a lot of stuff that has gone against Halle. And this is from people who I would never even think would support Daryl.
Halle claims DDG... Oh, boy.
Bro, it's academics.
If they can't win the public narrative, they make the accusations. Oh, my God.
I make fun of DDG all the time. I think he's stupid. I think he's low IQ, but I don't think he's over here beating on his chick. And if he is, that's
Tooth ain't that shit.
That's some pussy shit.
Yeah,
That could come
But
from
he doesn't.
anything.
Yeah, he doesn't give me woman beater vibes, bro. Be honest with y'all. And here's the thing. If he
And
ain't smacked the shit out of Ruby Rose,
I'm not even saying that he did it. And Ruby has came out and said he was aggressive. But I'm not even saying... Apparently she retracted that. I'm not even saying that he did it. It's still alleged to me. But it's like, I'm not going to outwardly be like... I don't think he would ever do that. I don't know you, nigga. Y'all don't know this nigga. You have beef with this nigga. I know you don't like him. That's funny, though. I don't like him. I don't think he'd do that. You don't know him. You don't like him.
I doubt that.
Assume the worst about this man.
Because Ruby Rose is literally a thought, big thought. And someone, I think Zia told a story one time of how she like yanked this chain and like it ripped, and he didn't hit her after that. He wanted to, but he didn't. So if he could restrain himself there, DDG doesn't strike me as a woman beater. So
oh man, wise words from a decent man.
He wanted to, but he didn't because he showed restraint. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even like. I'm not even trying to sound like a saint or nothing. I'm not perfect at all. But I don't even get that thought in my head no matter. I've gotten angry as fuck at certain girls. That thought in my head, oh, I'm going to punch on you, never even transpired in my body. And I've had some shit done to me about women. But that thought has never, it's been like, I'm going to tell you some shit, but I'm not going, ah. No, it's not that deep. It'll never be that deep because we know what we could do in one hit. Like, of course, in certain situations, punch on her. But, like, shit like that, you broke my chain. I'm going to be mad, but I'm not even going to think about punching on you.
I probably should. I didn't expect him to say that. Now, I know that they're going to be the defenders in the conversation who are blindly following DDG's side or blindly following Halle's side. But I'm telling y'all, just sit back. At the end of this, you can make your judgments and indictments. But best believe that there's somebody playing some game somewhere. And we're going to find out who it is in no time. I was in the video of DDG's reaction to the restraining order with Aiden Ross. And I thought to myself, I'm not going to be shammed. I'm not going to be flim-flammed.
But that can't even be real. That's the thing.
But don't even, you remember we talked about last night? Fuck all that. Yo,
nah, you said speak for
stop
yourself.
these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person. It's a good human being.
But I don't
But hey, bro, we on
Your
screen, bro.
sweatshirts.
Come on, like, I gotta be
Just don't do
Are
it,
they
bro.
doing a fashion
Come here,
thing? My
come
bad,
here.
I'm hating. Sorry.
Fuck all that.
I'm
That's
not
my real
sorry.
friend. We're not gonna do no false shit to ruin the
not
stream. He's a
sorry.
great human being. He does a lot for a lot of people. He's a man. He's a father, and we're gonna respect him. We're gonna love him. WDDG, and fuck anyone who got anything to say. Chad, DD is not gonna come on the stream. He's just gotta go handle what he's gotta handle. So all love to my brother. We will figure something out to redo this. All love.
Now, from everything that I've read, the person who is getting the police restraining order filed against them has to be notified before the trial even commences. Like, say somebody were to file a restraining order on me. I'm not going to find out after the situation happens. That's not how it works. If somebody were to go today and file a restraining order on me, I would be notified that, hey, there's a complaint. You need to come to court or whatever the case may be. But there's something out there against you that is saying that somebody wants a restraining order. And then we have the results. I think the idea was that it was a fake narrative that there is a restraining order or that he was doing these things. But it almost seemed as if DDG was surprised to get the news that
how
this
much
was even a
evidence is out there? There's still
But
another 6
you know,
minutes.
look, this is why I'm saying
Not
stay out of it.
evidence.
I'm telling you, stay out of it. It doesn't line up. And now we're in the midst of the internet social media game where people are looking at Halle Bailey's text messages and tweets and the stuff that she submitted to the judge as far as evidence goes. This is that she took Halo to some sort of vacation island, Bahamas, with her sister, and Brent Faiyaz. Even though there was some claims about, you know, Halle texting DDG that she wasn't with any other man, but then Brent Faiyaz was supposedly there. But even DDG's proof, as these text messages read, is that he got this off the internet and just wanted to verify that this situation were to be real. Look, we've been following DDG.
You think you
and
heard
Halle
my
Bailey
feelings?
for the past couple of months? And
You think you heard my
one
feelings?
thing that I do know is that this is more complex than has led to believe. There's been so many situations with Halo being allowed on the stream, off the stream, getting reunited, potentially to him for, you know, because the baby was sick. There's so much that goes on in these relationships that it's hard to follow. And I'm telling you, the relationships are some of the most complicated things. But what adds to it is when public people have public relationships, and now the court of public opinion gets the opportunity to make their opinions on said relationships. Now, what I've seen for the past couple of months is people do and say some of the weirdest things when it comes to their relationships.
I see you trying to defend her. That's a good move, by the way, but let me tell you what happens next. If she can't paint you as a deadbeat dad, which you're not, I'm going to warn you this. The next step is for her to say you were abusive. I want to be very clear. And she just tried, yo, why is my baby dad doing that? And I don't approve of it. And nobody bit. And unless you about to get back with her and go into whatever regime she wants you to get down with, her next attempt will not be as fluky. Women like this don't stop. You've dodged this one, but you got to wait for the bigger one she about to do.
That was academics reacting a couple months ago when Halle Bailey took to the internet and galvanized her own audience.
Oh, 'cause
for the
Halo was on
behavior
stream?
of DDG taking, you know, Halo, his son, onto Kai Cenat's stream, claiming that this was, you know, bad or whatever the case may be. She was totally wrong in that situation and even admitted that she was wrong in that situation. But the way that people were reacting, how academics made that jump and leap is insane. I know people will potentially circle back to this in a couple months ago and these whole, oh, it was so predictable, warning signs. Look, we can't keep doing that. That gives validity to these conversations. We gotta stop. You don't know these people.
Want to hear that
Or
fundamental ass
imagine
response?
if you have like a BM, nigga, and you gotta pay her rent, nigga. She taking niggas over there, you gonna be cool with it?
No.
You gonna stop paying the rent?
Duh, nigga, what the fuck you
What
mean?
about the kid? The kid gonna be homeless.
No, the kid not. See, I don't plan on having a baby mama.
What
That's-
you mean? You don't never
I'm not gonna
plan
have
on
no
nigga
baby
ain't
mama, bro.
Shit
Whoever I have a kid with,
happens.
she's with me for life. It ain't.
Everybody- Yeah.
I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody.
It all starts like
That's
that.
exactly how you think, nigga.
Yeah, alright.
I'm not having.
Sometimes the kid break y'all up, bro. Sometimes the kid be the reason y'all break up.
Now, I don't think that Blueface was giving any sort of prediction
I
as to
hope that
his
don't happen
current
to me.
relationship with Halle at the time. I think he was just more so having, you know, man talk. We talk about things
Was he
like
with
that.
Halle?
Hey, what's going
He
on in your
was.
relationship? What would you do in this hypothetical to see, et cetera, et cetera?
They
how
were
you would
together
handle
for a
it. But I think
while.
that a lot of people attributing this to them being some sort of Nostradamus are only saying this because they have their own feelings about Halle Bailey. I know that there are some people that hate these billionaire relationships. They're damn near low-key red pill minded in that fact because they don't think that these people should be with any
I think I'm
women
gonna
or
end
any
after this.
family,
I'm
whatever the
hungry as
case may be.
fuck.
But they are just projecting their feelings. I wish
I was
more
here for
people
like
would be
3 hours
like
total.
DDG's sister. Like, this is his actual sister, TT, when asked about the situation yesterday. I hate that we have this much insight, too. I promise you, we should not care this much about this relationship. I cannot stress that enough.
I've already seen the TMZ post, and I'm not gonna speak on it. So, yeah.
I'm way more concerned about what they were eating than what she was saying. What was that, a big pancake taco? I think there's a lesson in all this. We've seen in the
taco?
past couple of years when people get into
Either?
public relationships that there are complexities that are beyond our grasp as people who are just onlookers. Whether it be
Right.
the relationship with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, Jonathan
Turd.
Majors and Grace Jabari, Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, and now DDG and Halle Bailey. A lot of
She
those
might have been
situations had
lying.
actual abuse. I mean,
Megan?
people getting shot at, fights, words being thrown, people going back to these situations that seemed to be toxic for a long time, and ultimately they came to this precipice. At the end of the day, us as public consumers should not be the ones that are parasocial as hell, butting into these relationships, calling these people names, this, that, and the third, making sweeping judgments and statements. I've seen people on the internet thrash DDG for the longest time over the past couple of months, and now feel vindicated because there's this initial restraining order. Now this gives them the freedom to say whatever they want to say. Like that, I think that is totally out of pocket, especially with the limited knowledge that we do know. Now look, Halle Bailey has made claims. There is photo evidence, and there has to be a reason that the judge granted the restraining order. Fine. If you want to take it from there, that's totally fine. Starting to bring in Woo Wop into this situation, how he's this person, like, X, Y, and Z, judgments of character when you do not know him, is strange to me. The people on the other side claiming that Halle Bailey is a part of the Rock Nation collective who wants to destroy DDG because his music is becoming more popular. That stuff is weird to me. These are complex dynamics, complex relationships, and we as public consumers should not be in this. If DDG did do these things, which again, there's evidence right now that is stating that he did do these things, apparently there will be more evidence to come, then man, another one. But as of right now, based off of what we have, all I can say to people who are looking for some voice of reason to just break down this whole situation, stay out of it. I guess.